25 starts now. Fu versus KTP. All right, Fu gonna start off with blue projectile going in, catches with the Hayabusa, and we're gonna play a little footsie, fill each other out. Some clean pokes here and there, nice backdash to avoid the air Hayabusa, and not gonna run into that shit kid.
They see Fu playing in that Hayabusa range, but outside of Mei's buttons and looking for that entry point. Fu already with 50% meter, gonna spend it on a DA very early.
Yeah, doesn't want to deal with the Mayoki, says let's go to the corner. Does make the burst, no punish, but that is a whiff burst. Means KTP is going to be without that for a good while now. And there, Hayabusa over to the corner. All right, daring KTP to do anything in front of that red ball, but nothing doing. KTP earns the knockdown. Good defense on the overhead. Fu makes his way out. Does get poked out of the air for his troubles, but not too much damage. Takes the counter hit, runs the red ball in. And a nice challenge from KTP. Gonna confirm the dust combo and get the full knockdown.
Yeah, this is exactly where you want to be if you're Mei. In the corner, get to run the mix. Got the wall splat. Gonna be enough? Yes.
Yep, that'll close it out. One of the big disadvantages of playing Haehun, she is a big body. Those fuzzy mix-ups are incredibly effective. KTP catches it and takes our first round. Right, Fu going in with the Hayabusas, trying to stay on top. Catches with the jumping heavy, gets the knockdown. Good patience from KTP here, though. Choosing his challenge spots very carefully.
Nice, found that 2P mash, got the knockdown. Gonna go to the throw.
Overhead, catches Shinkin. Shinkin takes the knockdown again with those light characters. Don't want to be too greedy. Great confirm. Gonna clap. Should be able to close it out from here. Oh, opts not to use the burst. All right, instead. Baits the dead angle though, and that will do it. Fu evens this up 1 round apiece.
Yeah, and KTP going to the meter usage because you're not taking it with you, but does have the burst going into this round 3.
Yeah, even on burst, so we have a nice even matchup for the final round of this first game. Oh, the red Shinkin just missing. The burst is baited. KTP going to get a full punish into the knockdown, and Fu on the back foot here.
Yeah, simple knockdown there. Once again, has meter to RC at this time.
That's gonna be enough on the OTG. No, the tech happens. Fu escapes, gets the knockdown.
Oh, don't want to give him a chance, especially with 75% meter. The gold burst gets him out of a bad situation and has meter.
Yeah, Fu has to do nothing but faultless defense right now. Any chip damage will close this out. Trying to weather the storm, but running out of meter. Goes for an air blitz, nothing doing. KTP with the classic low air throw. You know a Mei is gonna jump sooner or later. KTP up 1-0 to start this set.
Air Blitz makes sense as well, because if KTP pressed a button there, RS would have been really good. Or Dolphin at that exact moment right there.
Absolutely. You're down that much with very little resources to work with. Might as well make a big bet and see if you can get the momentum and go from there. So we'll see what Fu wants to do to make an adjustment here, but early on in the corner. Wakes up with the regular Shinkin, gets the knockdown. Oh, misses the confirm, but a knockdown again. Into the mix, we throw, do it again.
Well, I'll try to get the confirm off of that one, but back into a range where Fu doesn't mind too much. Yeah, Mei gets to send out a bunch of stuff, but you do have decent enough health to take that chip. Nice blitz as well.
Yeah, great blitz by Fu, no knockdown, but does get the knockdown with Hayabusa. Right now, Fu kind of just playing a zoning game, daring KTP to try and get in through the projectiles.
Nice confirm.
Yeah, beautiful use of the RC, takes the knockdown. What's the mix? All right, KTP opts to burn a dead angle, but gets blitzed for the trouble. Sent right back to the other side. Jumps over the Hayabusa, has Fu in the corner. Here's the knockdown. Not able to get the full confirm, though. Fu does escape the corner. That's huge right now.
Yeah, I might give Fu the ability to just close this out.
Big catch, though. Right, KTP. There it is, the party crasher for the first time in the set. That's 6H, a 7-frame 6H. But if it gets blocked, you are in bad news town. But Fu able to use that to perfection. Gets on the board 1-0 in game 2. Big counter hit for KTP. Get the full confirm to the corner. Yes, sir.
Oh, nice block on the burst, especially after the run-up. Gonna get an air throw. Hopefully start some offense for Fu, but perfect time air dash jump S gets KTP back into the corner.
Yeah, Fu with great defense, doesn't quite get out, but does escape the black beat combo. Has got out of the corner, gets the knockdown. Good blocks by KTP, blocks over her head, but not into the Grandpa Viper. Wow, good defense on the fake cross-up by KTP, and he escapes the Super Tuner Ball. And now we're back to neutral in a pretty even game here. Nice blitz to avoid the Dolphin. Fu going in, trying to maintain that pressure. But the air dash over, KTP is in.
A little bit greedy on that red ball. Wake up clap, it works out.
Yeah, Fu seems very content to just try and hold the ground in neutral, but he gets caught again. And KTP looking to take this second game. 1-1 apiece.
Mei's air buttons are so annoying, but it's more that they're so valuable once you get the right hit.
Yeah, absolutely. She's got great disjoint on some of her hitboxes. She gets rewarded with almost any air counter hit. But right there, gets the air counter hit, not able to confirm commentator's curse doing what it does back. But Shinkin! Oh. You ever see a 4-hit combo take 30% of your bar? KTP just did.
Beach ball on the way.
That's
oh,
so
I like
smart.
the bow!
That's so smart. Using the super tuner ball to cancel out the beach ball, doesn't have to give up his turn. Beautiful move by Fu there, and he's looking to take this second game and even up this set. It's hit by the jumping 2H. Immediately burst, doesn't want to deal with any of that. Nice use of jump H to challenge in the air.
Trying to checkmate with the bow, and then certainly that is the case. Fu's going to tie up 1-1.
Yeah, we're seeing it. Both these players being very cautious with their neutral. Fu kind of has swapped over to a more, I'm going to force you to commit. You're going to have to air dash. You're going to have to commit to get over a tuner ball. And then once getting, you know, a knockdown in the corners, then we start the mix. Then we party a little bit. Really, really like that use about to just be like, I don't like your beach ball and mine is bigger. How about we go this way instead?
Yeah, 6 hits on that as well, so I got to use one of those hits to erase the beach ball and the rest for pressure. It was a great way to end that round.
Yeah, and of course, it's a super projectile, has basically infinite projectile durability. You are getting all 6 of those hits one way or another. KTP putting the pressure on, great instant blocks from Fu. One of the hallmarks of Fu's play is his ability to instant block. But KTP right back in, spins the meter to get better Oki, and the overhead connects. We're going to do it again.
Oh, nice block on the DA. He's going to get an overhead kiss for the punish as well. Back into the corner. See what the setup is. Has 25% to make it worse.
Gets caught on the low, but not a true knockdown. But the Dolphin and the ball are sitting there ready to go. KTP up once again 1-0 in this third game. Wow, instant Shinkin says, no sir, this is a no-fly zone. Get out of my space. Nice use on the delayed Gatling there to catch with the sweep. Overhead, the ball was gone though, so no confirm after that. Nice use. Fu's jumping H's have been so on point so far.
Yeah, Fu's just kind of caging KTP in the corner, not overextending, but anytime KTP wants to move out is met with a button.
Yeah, really like the delay on that Oki there, but doesn't get the red Shinkin, not able to close it the round. But the Oki, KTP, great defense, but Fu says, hold bow, there's another one for your trouble. Can you run the gauntlet? KTP does, but a massive life deficit. Fu closes that out, and we are even 1 apiece in game 3 in our first set in Guilty Gear Xrd. Now that's the Guilty Gear hitboxes I know and love.
Oh,
Chicago.
no! Oh,
okay.
He got it right. Okay, he still got it to go in the right direction.
Yeah, really, really good adjustment. The blue ball betraying the counter hit Shinkin, who was like, that's all right, I'll just reverse party crasher. We're all good here. All right, nice defense yet again for KTP. Managed to get out of the Oki. Fu says, nah, I'm just going to back off. Dolphin's in the way. You see both these characters using their screen pollution to really good effect. Fu misses the knockdown. Red Hayabusa.
Catch backdash?
Yes, it did. Good read by Fu.
Foul once again. Both supers are just keeping that tension pulse up while trying to get pressure. Nice air throw. Red ball setup and doesn't block the second low. Fu is able to take it 2-1 over KTP.
Yeah, wow. Excellent.
Many times that their brain thinks faster than you in those moments.
Yeah, it's one thing to know if your opponent's willing to make some bets, willing to make a mess in the middle of the round. It's another thing to actually deal with it when it counts, when you are in the middle of a top 8 at the most prestigious tournament in the world. That's a lot to ask. So we're going to see if Cole is up to the challenge, and we're going to see if Vogue can party his way into winners finals here at Guilty Gear Xrd Rev 2 at EVO Vegas. Letting the intros lock, I love this. Guilty Gear players letting the intros lock at majors is one of my favorite things we do. And let's go, Fu versus Cole. And Cole gonna get in immediately, but no knockdown. There's that 6P doing exactly what it's meant to do.
Yeah, it gets the burst pretty quickly. Unfortunately, Vogue already on top of Cole and kind of wants to create that space first. I think missed the Stinger YRC unfortunately didn't get the ball out in time. Nice block on the overhead.
Yeah, you're seeing, again, these players have come prepared. They know how to deal with the red ball Oki, so they're going to be good. And you see, Vogue is trying to party. Just said, you're right there, Shinkin, but nothing doing. And Cole with a great confirm, going to get the knockdown. I like this. I like just going, you know what? You can't kick me from 20 feet away, so just hold these cool balls. I'm going to close out round 1. And Cole draws first blood here in this winner's semifinal round.
Gonna get the knockdown here, and this is where Vogue really wants to party. Venom with no defensive options to speak of, and especially after that burst is gone.
Nice chase down in the air. Gonna get a full confirm. Black beat or not, it still counts. And the immediate overhead into the dust. Gonna get the 4 party crashers into the tuner ball. The reset, that is disgusting, sir. I see you. That dust combo would probably not have closed out the round, but what if I just stop, let you get hit by the red ball and do it again?
Yeah, kind of the problem for Cole here is that was a whiffed burst, so there's a chance he doesn't get the burst back. Try to make that not a problem by keep the offense going.
Yeah, as opposed to that, Vogue being very willing to spend his burst almost immediately to just try and not let Cole get any momentum. Woo, the throw tech into the corner.
Nice backdash.
Wow.
That's huge. Not only just to get the corner positioning as Venom, but also to mitigate some of that pressure.
Oof. Gonna go to the side, yep. The big combos. Takes 2, gets the knockdown. We start the Oki again.
Nice smashes!
Yeah. Had the YRC was going to eat a red Hayabusa while in the air, but the 6P baits the burst, and Cole takes the first game 1-0. And this is going about exactly as I expected. A little bit of partying, a little bit of a please stay away from me. I am very fragile, sir. And Cole's going to navigate to get a 1-0 lead here. We're going right back in, no hesitation whatsoever.
You're really seeing how smart Cole approaches matchups. Like, it's calculated, trying to not overextend there, and especially versus, hey, here, let the balls do the dirty work.
Yeah, absolutely. But Vogue uses the Shinkin, get out of the corner, earns the burst again. So Cole once again with a whiff burst, but does manage to get out, but gets hit by the tech buttons, and now the mix. I like that, pushes the tuner ball past to delay the actual mix-up. And we're going to do it again. Will Cole burn a dead angle here? No, we'll just eat the overhead, and Vogue with a pretty dominant round 1 in game 2.
And that spacing was like perfect for second hit 5H, right? So you definitely expect the overhead in that situation, and then you get the low.
Yeah, that's the interesting part about Haehun's overhead is that it's actually a 2-hit move. Only one of them is the overhead. You have to space it properly if you want it to work that way. But now, Cole has Vogue pushed into the corner. Not going to let him escape there, Hayabusa, but the second one gets there, and Vogue is in, starts the mix. Nope, not a good enough knockdown to get a full Okuzeme there, so lets it rip, uses the RC to stay in, and Cole says, no, thanks, I'm just going to get you off of me. Ooh, that's not a trade you want if you're Venom, but he gets away with it, immediately knocked out again, though.
Just mashing just because he has the life lead. He'll take any trade. Very nice, Cole, just slugging it out with Ahyun, but neither of those was a 2D. So
yep.
Cole's not going to care about that situation unless it leads to Oki.
Counter hit 2H, gets a knockdown. All right, delayed low. Not too much damage, but does have to deal with Red Hayabusa. Knockdown again, gets OTG. Back. Vogue just saying, I dare you to deal with Red Hayabusa. Do you have an answer for it? So far, Cole kind of stuck in the corner. Yeah. Does burst and connect that time, but Vogue immediately back in. Zero hesitation, says, I am not letting you out of this corner. But the 2D finally does challenge with the low. Oh. And the crossover, that's huge.
This is potentially scary. That 50% is important for Vogue, and you're going to see it right there. Blackbeat, still going to need one more.
Nice defense for Cole on the overhead. YRC Stinger aim goes up to chase. Won't get a knockdown from there, but going to try and zone out with Carcass Ride. Oh. But the blue tuner ball makes its way in. And Vogue evens this up 1 game apiece. You're seeing, you are not going to deter Vogue from going at you. He does not care. You are going to have to stave him off for the entire round every single time. We'll see if Cole has another adjustment in the back pocket here to deal with this raw aggression.
Yeah, I think like just one more notch of patience gets Cole away from those situations where Vogue is absurdly persistent.
Yes. Yeah, and like we said, it's one thing to know you should be being a little bit more patient. Enacting that in the middle of a set is very challenging, especially with a player who is this aggressive against you.
Did they get the cancel on the 6H, so wasn't able to get any sort of nice Oki off for that 6P6H. but gonna get the burst. That's a pretty big win for Cole. Just needs to get out of the corner now.
Yeah, Vogue's been opting to burst very early, which totally understand. It can be a nightmare for Heihyun to get into this matchup. And Venom, oh, the counter hit. Shinken doesn't get the red on the second one, though, so that could have hurt far worse. But this one will hurt, and Vogue should close this out. Vogue up 1-0 and on set point in winners semifinals here at EVO Vegas 2025.
Yeah, burst is going to come back for Cole, though, so going to be able to use it in this round and hopefully have a little bit of a lead over Vogue, but Vogue starts off early strong. Going to use that burst there as well. Hayabusa from the air. They're just so persistent with teching into it.
Yeah. Two Shinken's going to go up, get the full knockdown, and Cole really on the back foot right now. The run up low into Shinken, and this should close it out.
Yeah.
Vogue going to take it 2-1, and another back and forth, kind of a haymaker swinging set yet again. One thing I would,
Because that's just going to be the easiest punish in the world.
yeah, absolutely. It's one of those. It is very much an almost true RPS situation, but it's an RPS situation that if you're patient, you have the chance to try and react and pick your spot. So as we go in, starting things off, nice backdash to avoid the Azami Sakura afterwards, but all right, going in. Gets our first charge on deck, and Rudy kind of spacing out, picking her spots, feeling each other out to start the set. Ugh, and the counter hit. The hardest burst fate you will see this weekend. Nothing doing. Fiery does get the burst out a little bit later. Wow, dodges the air tech setup. And now Rudy opts to burst, has a bit of a life lead working, but we are back to neutral.
Yeah, trying to just throw out those Kobaris, control that ground space, and hopefully try to force Fiery into the air. And I think Fiery just hasn't found that necessary opening in order to start the offense.
All right, so Rudy up 1-0 to start this loser side set. Draws first blood in round 2, and right now Fiery having a hard time getting anything going. Rudy very content to just kind of control space, take the big confirms, gets a massive bit of damage there, and now nice defense on the double IAD Totemy, but
Yep.
And now Fiery way on the back foot, near total life deficit of 100%. Ooh, counter hit forward 6 or 6H, excuse me, and we are got a little bit of a game here, but Fiery with no mistakes left, and yes, the Air Azami will close it out. Rudy with pretty dominant game 1 there.
Rudy jumping into that one, just a hard read there. So that was really cool. But overall control of the matchup so far, Fiery has gotten a couple of hits, but nothing that's meant into like reoccurring offense. Just hasn't been get any strong Oki going, and Rudy's just keeping the damage going.
Yeah, just not giving up anything here and doing it all at range. That is the one disadvantage Jam has, is that she does not have long-range poke. She has to make bets on 6H, has to kind of stick her neck out if she wants to play at a longer range. And Rudy is just going, I outrange you. I'm going to dare you to swing into what I'm doing. And every time, getting a confirm into a knockdown. And right now, Fiery's struggling to get any kind of momentum. But finally, gets an IAD in, get a charge. Let's play. All right, we jump over. Looking for a burst there, nothing doing, but a nice challenge from Rudy. Gets in.
Yeah, Yozansen only needs one more of those in order to take it.
And now, this is just such a nightmare situation. No life left whatsoever against a hyper-defensive character in the Viking. And the backdash into throw, tosses into the corner. And Rudy already on set point. All right, immediately, Rudy just, every single poke seems to connect. He hasn't missed a single one yet, it feels like.
Yeah, look, Rudy's just kind of playing this wall style, just making it difficult for Fiery to get in, and everything else has just been hits and the confirms and doing a lot of damage to his opponent, but that's a big opening. Gonna get the burst for that.
Yeah, nice use of the charged up Gekirin, gets in with the overhead and does earn Rudy's burst, but still lots of work to do here for Fiery. Gets thrown into the corner, that's gonna be a full confirm. Very nice use of the light character combo. Will get the knockdown. No, Fiery does finally opt to burst. Has very little resources left, but gets a big hit here.
Yeah, kind of a weird situation. Fiery actually crossed under in the middle of that. Wasn't really sure what to do with the combo.
Yeah, one of those awkward situations where the bounce causes you to double check your own spacing, and Rude immediately goes back in and takes a clean 2-up decent chip in this game. Will tell you that once you understand that JD is a button that does not care about you or your feelings, that it becomes a very, very big nuisance to deal with at all times because it's chip. Do I have 25%? Cool, teleport YRC. Do I not have 25%? Cool, teleport JD. What are you going to do about it? The answer is I'm going to pop the champagne.
One of the things, though, that I really like about Pat is that Pat's a real old-school studied player who studies, I should say, studies the player a lot, right? And understands that to be structured is to be predictable and will throw you for a loop. Yeah. And so in that tense situation at Evolution 2025, are you going to be ready for somebody who can throw you for a loop like that? We'll see.
Yeah, definitely going to see some deep in the back pocket plays I would expect here, especially from Pat, like you said. Very, very good at never being all that predictable, which is a massive asset for a character like Chip, because if you're predictable and you eat a counter hit, well, I hope you don't enjoy having a life bar because you're about to not have it anymore. All right, intros are rocking. We are going in losers side top 8 here at EVO 2025 live from Las Vegas, and a trade right off the bat with the Gamma Blade into Bridal Express. Pat gets the first knockdown, and there you see it, the close edge. You said it, my friend, right off the bat. But Pat gets the confirm, and we start the mix.
Yeah, in the corner, too, exactly where you want to start it. Gonna have to take him out, unfortunately, but yeah, good button press there, 50% on both sides.
Very nice, he gets an overhead from Hotashi, goes in, gonna get the shotgun confirmed. That chip guts is going to kick in, so not gonna die quite as fast, but not quite enough. Tries to finish it off with the sniper rifle. Of course, Hotashi known for his amazing sniper rifle play with this character. Pat trying to keep the rush down. Nice block on the 5D. Shot, very, very good punish on the air Alpha Blade, and Hotashi gonna take round 1, and it's not a Hotashi set if he doesn't explode at least once.
There's some really good defense from Hotashi towards the end of that sec. The FD into the backdash on Rusho was really, really smart and got him out of some pressure.
Pat, once again, starting the round off right, getting a nice lead, but again, your chip, no light lead is truly safe. So let's see what adjustments Pat has here to keep the pressure on. Goes in through low, gonna get the knockdown. Yep. And the blitz, one of the best ways to challenge Chip's mix-up after the knockdown. Just out of range, get the full confirm. All the way back to neutral, Alpha Blade going in, and blitz again.
Yeah, gonna make Pat think about going low. We'll see how that changes the mix-up. Gonna get the hit off of this one, and almost 100% here. Is that gonna be enough?
Yep, yeah. Burst Super will close that one out. And Hotashi gonna take game 1 here on loser side top 8 here at Guilty Gear Xrd EVO Vegas 2025. And you can see Pat with the WrestleMania shirt on going, all right, what do we do? What curveball do I throw? How do I throw Hotashi off the game? And how do I stop running into that freaking champagne court?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, outside of the blitzes, that second round looked really good for Pat. That doesn't look really good. Losing the burst really hurts.
Yeah, definitely not what you want to do if you're running into a must-win game here as pattheflip. But does manage to get out of the corner, but that is also not a trade in your favor. Gamma Blade doesn't reach, the sniper rifle does. Right now, Hotashi again, just kind of playing at the range where Elfelt works the best and throws Pat into the corner. Oh, let's it rip, and we get the full confirm.
Yeah, that's like one of those things you don't expect anymore, because you're like, at some point, as a player, you're like, oh, there's an overhead after Resho. And it just comes back around because you won't expect it. Oh my god.
What a trade sequence.
Oh my god.
Shotgun versus JD. Both characters go flying. Chip stuck on the wall for so long. Hotashi has time to recover, reload, and just take a 50 cal out to end the round. And Hotashi already on set point.
Yeah, still not over though. Pat just needs to find that opportunity to get the ball rolling. That's definitely going to help. Gekirin, unfortunately, jumped out one more time. Yeah. Can you do it twice?
Absolutely you can, especially if it keeps working. Pat, some nice momentum. Get thrown again. Hotashi's been on point with the wake-up throws to end the pressure. Nice DP there from Pat. Gets in, will throw of his own. What's the mix? A nice back dash from Hotashi. Will the burst come out here? Doesn't look like it.
Oh, nice combo. Oh, almost got that 50% even through the meter penalty. Gonna get the throw. I'm a very, very cheeky throw with the 2H YRC. Well done to Hotashi taking it over Pat.
Yep.
But at the other hand, neutral's actually pretty decent in that sense. Like we saw one of the things that Rudy versus Fiery, the problem was that like Rudy played a really big wall game, right? And it was very difficult to get through. But Cole's not gonna have to worry about that too much. He has stuff to do at full screen.
Absolutely.
So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, you're almost going to have to play a little bit of RPS, but at a very long distance as opposed to up close in one another. You know, Venom obviously setting pool balls gives a lot of options to work with at range. More importantly, it gives options to teleport to work around those kind of walls. But can't be too blatant with it because you teleport and hit a button. Well, that's a free zombie as well. It's going to be an air counter hit, and that's not going to be any fun for Cole if it happens. So we are going in losers quarterfinals here at EVO 2025 in Las Vegas, and Cole going to draw first blood, but Rudy immediately back in and starting the bike and pressure. Nice use of Suzerain to go through, and an air zombieing the pool balls. I kind of like this. This is an interesting gambit to run against the projectiles.
Yeah, just a zombie. The cue balls, just a free way to mix up your opponent because you can just do any one of your follow-ups afterwards. Nice, gonna get a throw here.
Yeah, I like that patience a lot. Tries to run in, reset the pressure, but nothing doing. Good patience on the Azami, but immediately poked out. TK Yozanson gets the hit, and Cole pushed to the corner, gonna get the combo off the throw. Rudy gonna cash out, get another knockdown. What's the mix? Wow, baits the blitz and gets the forward heavy. And Rudy gonna take round one in the first game.
That was really smart from Rudy. Just negated the blitz altogether, backed up into a favorable situation.
Immediately Azami's the card is right, and lets the follow-up rip. Nice throw, calls out the Suzerain. Very important to do against Viking players. If you let them Suzerain at you for free, you're gonna have a rough time. But Rudy, once again, just every time Rudy gets any hit so far today, just immediately taking advantage and keeping the pressure up. But Cole is fighting the way out of the corner here. All right, has a little room to work with. Hops it back off, gets near the pool balls. Nice use of 2H to low profile the Stinger aim.
Nice, gonna get the here. RC try to continue the combo. Just get as much damage as you can. Yeah, very nice. Stinger YRC. Didn't want to really use that meter for Oki. You know, Dark Angel is just going to be a free way for them to Azami. So let's just use it on damage.
Yeah, using it on damage and also try and keep things burst safe, which is not always the easiest thing for Venom to do at the longer range confirms. If he's got close S going on, sure, but trying to do it at range takes a lot more commitment. So very nice use. The delayed air dash gets Azami for the trouble, but the tech trap does not hit, and now Cole back in, goes for the empty low. We're seeing the staggered pressure, trying to bait Rudy into a bad Azami, but nothing doing, and that crouching heavy doing work for getting Rudy out of pressure.
Yeah, huge confirm as well. DA goes by the wayside, but doesn't get punished for it. Rudy with 50% gonna spend all of it. I think tried to RC the Ozansen a little too early.
Yeah, ended up not quite getting the right use of meter, but Burst Dark Angel, does it hit? It does. Is this going to be enough? It is. And Cole, with the one invulnerable reversal move that Venom has, and it connects at the best possible time. Cole kind of stealing game one there a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those where if you give Venom a little bit too much freedom and you don't really get right on top of him, then he gets to do that for free.
Yeah.
And it just happened to hit, which was lucky. And, you know, Cole kind of stole that one.
Yeah. It's one of those things it's easy to forget about because you're like, okay, I've got Venom in the corner. This character has literally no defensive options outside of the universal system mechanics. And they're like, all right, burst super. And sure enough, it works to perfection. But right now, Rudy, again, starting off really fresh, has been doing this almost every round today. Gets a solid lead going. And this is the first time that he's had to play from behind, but already with a massive life lead here in round 1 of game 2.
Yeah, I've been checking the Suzerain throws consistently. That's one of the things that Baiken really wants to do once you start freezing up, and Cole's not getting hit by it just yet.
Yeah, the Azami connected, but not able to get anything out because Cole ran up and did the empty low. Wow, just sitting at Azami from max range and going, I'm chill, I'll get here, but Cole gets hit again. Wow.
Burst that. It does have 100%, but it's kind of scary to burst that when you have, yeah, when you have the other opponent also having 100 meter. That was a tough burst because, you know, just Bishop Runout just controls the screen so well. It's hard not to get hit by it.
Yeah, absolutely. Bishop Runout, the only projectile of Venom Stamp, will reflect off the end of the screen. So comes back and gets the hit, and Cole is already on set point here.
I like the burst there just because Cole trying to mitigate the damage, but also there's a good chance Cole's wins this while if Rudy doesn't have burst.
Yeah, no, it's going to be very slow to come back. It might get there soon, but right now, Cole is going in, making the most of the moment here. Another solid life lead. Rudy's got to find something. A forward heavy is something, and it's a lot of damage.
The 6H just clipped it perfectly on the very end. Meter burst back just in time to save his life. Double head Morbid gets the combo, and Cole's going to take it over Rudy.
Yeah, very, very nice use of the
Me versus Hotashi is going to be May versus Elfelt. Let's see how this one goes. I don't know if I've seen KTP play against Elfelt, but KTP has just been so good recently. And honestly, there's a lot of times in like exhibitions and in tournament where KTPs come from the back foot and still come up on top. So I really do expect KTP to make it the right mental adjustment in order to take it versus Hotashi, because it is going to be difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are going right in, it looks like. So KTP, Hotashi here in losers quarters. Winner moves on. Loser will go out tied for 5th. And right now, KTP has the corner, gets the overhead. RC's to say burst save, but drops the combo, and now it's cornered. Immediately bursts out. A little bit of panic burst, but it does get KTP a little bit of breathing room, but Hotashi pushes him right back to the corner. This is going to be a grip.
Yeah, just got the meter to get that combo. Going to get the 6P to work out as well. Gonna need one more. Does have meter to play with.
All right, KTP does get over the Pine Barrier, but you're not getting over the pistol, my guy. And yet again, Hotashi, using all of those firearms to maximum efficiency, takes round 1 in this first game.
Yeah, it looked really good there, but just needed to find that last opening. Unfortunately, Hotashi got the meter right at the right moment. KTP already down a burst and a little bit of health here. Needs to find that meter to just be a little bit more threatening.
Well, Hotashi looking for a blatant blitz, nothing doing, and the overhead connects on the Oki. Let's do it again. High, low into high into low. How do you block it? How do you see it? KTP with the full confirm. Sets the Dolphin, and Hotashi opts to dead angle, but immediately gets smacked. And the super confirm. Gonna even us up at 1 round apiece. Very, very nice use of getting in and confirming with that super. And we're just going to have a big old counter hit to start this round. And Hotashi says, you know what? That anchor doesn't have very good range, my guy. How you feel about a 50 cal?
And just keeping it at full screen here. Oh, no. Finally got the hit. In the corner. Needs to find the right time to jump. I was right there. Perfect. May's jump arc is really fast vertically, so he can't get out of those situations if you give her a gap.
Yeah, and KTP with a great burst bait sends Hotashi to the corner, but Hotashi with the low slides out, but immediately back for the trouble. And both players have a ton of meter to work with. Yep, Hotashi opts to burn 50%, dead end out. KTP bursting almost immediately when it's back online, but gets blitzed for the trouble, sent to the corner. Does Hotashi have enough to close this out? Not quite, but the blitz catches the air jump in. You see Hotashi being like, man, my guy, like, can I have a moment?
Hotashi knows that Hotashi wanted to kill right there because KTP had 100 meter.
Yep.
Understood that if he gave him the opportunity, like there is a myriad of options that KTP could have done on Wake Up to get out with 100 meter, and all of them would have started some sort of offense, right? And that's not what you want when you don't have that much health to work with. So I think that Hotashi tried to go for the kill there just to not worry about it. It didn't work out, stressed him out a bit, but that was a clutch burst.
Yeah,
or blitz, sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll be curious to see if Hotashi adjusts a little bit here. We're noticing KTP, as soon as any kind of a not great hit happens, he's going, nope, burst. Get me out of here. I don't want to deal with this. I want to have my control going on here. And right out that gate, just absolutely off to a fantastic start here in round 1 of game 2. Nice block. Yeah, blocks the first set of mix-ups, but you can't block them all forever. And KTP just running ragged right now. Hotashi does finally escape, but a lot of work to be done if you want to take this first round.
Oh!
Okay, that is what we call a hookup, friends.
Yeah, that could have been worse.
KTP reads the blitz, goes up to throw it, but it's too late. Ends up getting forward heavy, and it comes out right as the blitz frames die, and everything works out as intended for KTP, and he is on set point.
KTP just putting in those 6Ks. I mean, they're not going to lead to a lot in neutral, but just in general, being able to constantly have Hotashi think about overheads. Oh, whoa, rolled onto the other side.
Yeah, wow. Don't see that often from Melfeld's getting away with the combat roll just to steal the corner, but Hotashi does, and now has switched the momentum in this round quite a bit. It gets the full confirm. I like it just sitting there waiting for the dead angle. Finally comes. Great patience, great awareness from Hotashi there. And now, Hotashi evens up game 2 at 1 round apiece. All right. So hard to block. High into low, high into high. And then eventually you get command grab for the trouble. KTP with the full confirm. Yes, sir. To the corner we go.
Yeah, had to keep it simple on the Oki there, but still in a really good position until Hotashi crosses under and finds the anti-air. Wasn't able to get the knockdown, though. That's big. KTP uses meter to start some offense.
Yeah, all right, goes up with the blatant low, does the blitz to eliminate the burst. That is so smart. That is so smart. Hotashi was just about to get burst back, and it would have been incredibly hard to do a proper burst bait without hard committing, which is not something you want to do trying to close out the round. KTP immediately combos into the blitz, which erases just enough of the burst meter to keep it from coming back, and we have an even set, my friends.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before. It's just such structured offense, understands when to use his resources, is constantly keeping that burst in mind, not only in combos, but also in pressure.
Yeah, and Hotashi says one burst bait deserves another, my friend. Puts KTP in the corner. KTP does get the air throw, and the reversal super wins all but no punish.
That was going to be such a huge reward for May in the corner, but doesn't get it.
Yeah, that is really rough from KTP. See if he can recover here, but that's going to be brutal, and Hotashi takes maximum advantage. KTP halfway back to a burst. Hotashi with it on set point. KTP's going to have to really climb the mountain now to get back in this set.
Nice just defend into the double jump on the Pineberry. Getting out of a bad situation. Gonna overhead kiss into the corner. No, I think crossed in a little bit too far underneath.
Yeah, might have overran ever so slightly, but with a nice life lead, but the blitz gets Hotashi out. Air throws again, though. It says, no, go back here. This is where you belong. Gets the overhead, and I would be shocked if Hotashi opts to burst unless he gets another hit here soon.
YRC just in time to save the 5H, but still in the corner here. Oh.
Okay. Gets the anti-air after the JD whips, and now Hotashi with a little room to work. Nice backdash, but gets caught. Not quite enough to close it out. KTP trying to zone, but that sniper rifle's not going to let that be an easy task.
Oh, got the burst.
Yep. All right,
that's a big one. Hotashi needs to take this round.
Wow, the standoff!
This is frightening. This is frightening. KTP didn't have his burst in round 2, got it back by the end of it. Now Hotashi doesn't have his, and May does so much damage per hit.
Yeah, no, this is rough. Hotashi goes from a dominating position to being very on the back foot and is going to have to weather the storm for a good while. But KTP with the confirm pushes Hotashi
chases
for
the backdash.
So good, chases down the backdash, the full confirm. Hotashi still a good way from his burst, and now KTP going to close it out. One moment. That's all it took. One minor moment, one minor mistake, and the 2P. Be ready to 2P, be ready to block. This is going to be a wild one, and we are going in Haehyun versus Haehyun, and Fu gonna drop first blood. Gets the IP on the air Hayabusa, and these are two players. They know each other's moves. They know where the IB points are. And Vogue, nice poke there with the 5H. And they catch with the Hayabusa, very nice there. Shinken, nothing doing though. I love it. This is what I am talking about. I have waited so long for this. You have no idea,
y'all are
Sammy.
sickos.
We are the most sickos. I'm not good enough to be a sicko. These two are though, definitely in both. Nice Oki. They get the red or the blue Shinken with the knockdown. Does earn Fu's boost.
Oh,
let's go!
Oh, no.
Oh, just out of range with the 5-8, but Fu gets the confirm, baits the blitz into the party crasher, baits the burst, and no, doesn't get the finale. Fu, what are you doing to me, my friend?
Oh, just needs one more with punishes with a Hayabusa of his own. Fu takes the first one.
Buckle in.
Thank you.
Get your seatbelts on. It's going to be a wild ride, my friends.
Here's
Vogue,
a preview.
very nice. They get the confirm into the corner. I like the knockdown there, but doesn't get the confirm. The tuner ball actually ruins Vogue's drop or combo there, and now Fu gets the knockdown. YRC gets hit with the overhead, but not a full confirm. Vogue goes up. I like it. The Blake 2K Shinken. Oh, but doesn't get the knockdown. That's a big drop there for Vogue. I love it. I love what these two are doing.
Slightly unfortunate for Vogue because 5D is plus on Haehyun, and they still traded at the exact same time.
Yup.
If Vogue inputs that one frame faster, they win there.
Yeah. Fu with the confirm drops. We've seen some serious drops so far already, but Vogue able to get out of that and even this one apiece, so a nice recovery for them. And we go in once again. Delayed air Hayabusa, but nice block. Tried to go into the Oki, but nothing doing. Nice. Here we go. Shinken. Not seeing very much red Shinken. Of course, Haehyun is a very heavy character. Don't have a lot of time to charge that. So right now they're just trying to get what they can, get the maximum knockdown. Red ball into red ball. Jump into blitz. The re-blitz, nothing doing.
Yeah, just keep a lockdown. Fu has a meter advantage, which is really big in this matchup. Pretty much has all the damage in the Oki prowess over his opponent.
Good recognition from there from Fu. Knew he wasn't going to be able to combo off that counter hit. Opted to just set up instead, and now is in the corner. And Vogue on the back foot once again. Nice Shinken, but the tuner ball remains. You know, for a second I thought they were going to throw into the tuner ball, and I'm like, no wait, that's Fu's tuner ball, not Vogue's.
That throw is really important because they needed to have that throw the invincibility during a throw animation in order to get through it. But that PRC afterwards from Vogue was really unfortunate. That was the meter they needed to take that round back, and unfortunately whiffed it.
Yeah, you see Fu being very content to kind of take simple knockdowns, just trying to maintain some level of control. But Vogue has a little bit of an advantage here. What's the run? Nice, uses the unblockable. Very good use for them right there. Another knockdown. What's the mix this time? Nice, staying out of blitz range. Gets counter poke, but the party crasher gets the knockdown. Delayed air dash, I like it. Nice YRC into the anti-air from Vogue, and they are going to get a full confirm here.
Has that 50%, but who got hit by red ball? Yeah, and just really difficult to find a dead angle point when you're dealing with a character who does high-lows.
Yeah, you got to pick your spots very carefully, and sometimes
got the read too! Vogue actually, didn't burst fast enough. If they burst farther away, there might have been a chance Fu didn't get that combo.
Yeah, ideally, if you're going to burst Shinken, you want to do it right after you bounce off the wall and force the opponent to really run up. But the blitz from Vogue, and they are going to get Shinken loose. Nope, the burst comes out. Nice PRC to go in. I like it. Goes up, gets the throw, take the Oki option. Very nice. Confirm into the dust. They should get the full knockdown here. Vogue looking clean, but the dead angle gives Fu a little room to work. Yeah. Nice use of the Shinken combos off the red ball for the knockdown. Baits another Shinken. Is Fu up? No, not with two, not with only one red Shinken. Nice challenge there from Vogue. They get the knockdown once again. Fu with the big defense, but the overhead catches. Oh, the last second burst, and Fu with life. but the red ball comes in, and Vogue coming back, and they even up this set 1 apiece.
That was a really, really good mash because Vogue had 50%. Fu expected the dead angle from them, instead took their turn from it.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really smart there. Vogue. Yep, we're playing a mirror, my friends. I love it. I'm so glad the camera's not on me because I have a Joker smile on my face right now with this sicko stuff we are getting to watch. Right now, Vogue keeping the pressure up, looking pretty clean, but the 5D gets blocked.
That was a sick 5H.
Yeah, it was. Very nice. Nice dodge on the Grandpa Viper, and Vogue push to the corner, but they opt to burst, get a little room. Super Tuner Ball is bigger than Red Tuner Ball, and there's our first Shinkin. Nice defense on the board.
Oh my god.
We mash it. We swing it. We're having a time here in Las Vegas. We like to gamble. Blitz, re-blitz. Fu comes out ahead. Oh my god. Are you serious, my friend?
I don't know what to say.
Are you serious, my friend?
Oh my god. Interactions that can only happen when two mad people show up onto the stage.
I love it. I love it. Fu and Vogue putting on a show for us here in Winners Finals. And
that combo's sick!
Oh god, I love it. The air Hayabusa onto an existing tuner ball is the greatest. It's so cool. Beautiful blitz there by Fu. Oh, but Vogue, they opt for the clap. It's gonna hit, and we are back to an even game here, but Fu does have his burst, and why does I say it? Of course. Nice blitz by Vogue, and they are back in there, but Fu with that strong defense showing his Potemkin player lineage there. Fu with the cross up. Oh, not able to confirm though, and Vogue is in, and they have the knockdown. Great defense by Fu, but do it again. You can only block so many overheads in a row, my friend, and we have an even game in Winners Finals here. Game 3, wanting to take that 2-1 lead.
Yeah, unfortunately for Fu, there was an opportunity to close out the round, just missed that last confirm. Vogue able to take advantage. This is definitely a really important round for both to take.
Yeah, absolutely. In a Winners Finals set, being up 2-1 is incredibly advantageous for obvious reasons. But when the pressure's on like this, we're seeing a couple drops here and there. You know the nerves are kicking in. Nice backdash, but still gets caught by the 2P. Vogue with a nice life lead here. What's their next play? Tries to get over the red tuner ball, nothing doing. Right, Hayabusa to Hayabusa. Vogue with a nice tip throw. Oh, doesn't get the full confirm again though, and Fu escapes. Gonna get the full confirm off the tuner ball. All right, Vogue opts to use their burst this time.
Just enough health to survive that trade. A bow from Vogue and see if he can get away with it. Doesn't have a lot of meter to work with. Gets away with it well enough. And the clash.
Wow, you are seeing it. If you are not familiar with Haehyun, and a lot of people aren't, she is not a terribly popular character. She has what is almost inarguably the best 4-frame mash button in the game. 2P is 4 frames, and it goes absurdly far for a crouching Bunsen Guilty Gear. So that's why you're seeing so many of these clashes. Ugh! Red Hayabusa off the wall bounce, and Fu says, hold this Oki. Great defense for Vogue, though, and they weather the storm to get a knockdown.
Great
Nice.
defense.
Very good. Using the tuner ball off the throw for the full combo, and Vogue. Shinkin takes the simple combo, doesn't want to do any more drops. They have a nice little bit of a life lead, catches in the corner. Wow, bait the tech, nothing doing though, but the clap? Yes, sir, it will hit, and Vogue looking to close this out. They hit the 5D, and Vogue is on set point here in Winners Finals.
That was really smart from both players. Vogue trying to set up for the tech trap, but Fu recognizing that every Haehyun would have RC'd the Hayabusa there to get the combo extension, and they didn't. So Fu knew something was up, but still Vogue able to take it.
Yeah, we may be partying here, but we are still playing the next level layers here, and you're seeing it from both these players. The party crasher hits, nice simple knockdown. Okay, Fu just opting to keep it simple, not trying to overtake.
Wow, that's right.
The one hit confirm into the clap for the full combo. Vogue having to play defense again. Does get opened up. They opt to burst. Fu trying to stay alive here in Winners Finals. Confirms off the red ball. Fu is so good at that, man. He's so good at using the tuner ball for combos.
Nice backdash once again. 2P comes out just in time to stop Fu from pressing buttons.
But the unfortunate part is it left the tuner ball there, sets up the unblockable, and now Vogue getting very close to closing out this winner's finals. Fu escapes, gets hit onto the bow. YRC's back in. Vogue jumps over the overhead, baits the burst, and they are going to take it 3-1. Absolutely pristine movement there. And Vogue punches a ticket to
play once again here. Next up, we have Cole versus KTP. It's going to be a Venom versus May.
Yeah, this is an interesting matchup. Of course, two classic Guilty Gear characters and kind of the vice to virtue here. May loves using the air, loves being able to have that jump arc, have those big air normals. But yet again, 6P is a button that exists, and it is a problem.
Yeah, one of May's best entry points in terms of scaring opponents from moving or doing other things is that IED jump S. It has a great angle downwards, and on counter hit, it gives you a full combo. May does a lot of damage off that combo, carries almost full screen, if not always to the corner. And that's definitely where Venom doesn't want to be, especially with no defensive options to speak of. Once you're in that position, it's going to be pretty scary for Cole. So I think Cole's going to be mainly trying to avoid those situations, try to not be in that range at all to begin with. And at that point, I think Venom's going to have more control if you're outside of that IED jump S range.
I would heavily suspect that we see Cole trying to construct the Great Wall here. I think the ideal way to play this is going to be really, really try and keep May out and only go in when you know you truly have the advantage. You can do your good Oki and force her to kind of sit there for a little bit. Because once May's on top of Venom, again, very minimal defensive options, and it's not easy to get characters off of him. So, but immediately we go in, and KTP gets the throw and weird to the corner almost at the start of the round.
Yeah, needed that dust in order to get the knockdown for starting offense in the corner, but that's going to give Cole an opportunity to move a little around. You've seen the IED jump S already coming into play.
Yeah, nice use of Stinger YRC to bait the jump, uses the 6P and KTP, finds the birthday section of that combo, and we are going back to neutral. Wow, nice stutter step there from KTP, trying to bait anything, and then just says, I don't think you're going to push a button. Is correct, and KTP with a nice life lead here. Both players down to burst now.
Yeah, good burst point for Cole on that combo. Knows exactly where to do it. KTP does OS his air string in order to make sure that if you burst at the wrong time, you get thrown. So you have to burst at a very specific time during that combo.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, we have to say it over and over again, friends. These players know each other. They are very familiar with how each other think, how each other like to play their matchups. So you have to dig deep. You have to find that next layer that you can use to exploit that knowledge against your opponent.
In the corner now. Cole needs to get this knockdown. Oh, very nice. Got the throw to reverse the situation. It made Cole spend on the dead angle.
Yeah, and of course that's going to cause a meter penalty for a little bit, and Venom builds meter as fast as anyone in Xrd, but he also needs it. Meter is so important for this character, so having to spend 50% on a dead angle is not where you want to be in life, but Cole uses it to perfection, closes out round 2 here, and we have a 1-1 game here in loser semis.
Yeah, gonna get the burst back in time. Not gonna be too worried about that. It's just about mitigating the damage up until then.
Yeah, nice use of the slide there from KTP. That is a very valuable button for this matchup because it low profiles so many of Venom's best pokes. It low profiles most of the pool balls. Very, very useful move to have in the back pocket. And right now, KTP with a massive life lead and a whole stick of tension to work with. Gets caught by the wire seat, but 6P whiffs because May was crouching. And now
Bro, looking for the burst on that 6P no cancel and didn't get it.
yeah, no, that's a big moment there now, and we have a mostly even game. Any combo from either player could close this out if they can confirm it all. But KTP has to burn the meter, and it was well spent because he gets back in and gets game 1 here in loser semis here at Evo Vegas 2025.
One of the things that Cole's really good at as a Venom player is leaving a ball behind you. Some way, somehow, during the movement, Cole will leave a ball behind you, which gives Venom the ability to teleport out of the corner in a way that you don't expect. However, KTP, knowing Cole, scouted it out very well.
Yeah. It's one of those things you have to try and keep track of, and that's difficult when you're trying to, play an air dash fighting game. But keeping track of how many pool balls are on screen and where they are is always important. Because like you said, Venom can teleport at any time. So right now, KTP with another early burst. That's kind of been the story throughout the day.
Just wants to get the offense rolling, doesn't want to take too much damage. Early burst, not a bad idea, especially against characters like Venom. Do a lot of hits in their combos.
Yeah, I'm a big proponent of bursting early against heavy Oki, heavy pressure characters. Give yourself that extra life to dirt with. Wow, the pool ball comes back down and ruins the confirmed KTP, but right back in there. Nice jump H to try and get a little bit of room. Dolphin goes in, and the confirm will be good, and we get the knockdown. What's the mix? The blatant low. This time Cole opts to burst and does get a little room, but KTP right back in there. Not quite enough to close it out, but just do it again.
That really hurts. Cole burst there because they have meter, has the ability to start some pressure if he got some sort of hit, but didn't find anything. KTP right back in after the burst, now at set point.
Yeah, absolutely. So Cole with quite the mountain to climb now if he wants to stay alive here at EVO 2025. KTP absolutely mauling right now. Look at the damage, my friends. And Cole is going to get a burst back, but it's a lot to do. It is immediately baited. Oh, but doesn't. Did it?
Yes.
No,
it didn't hit in time.
But
Okay.
the Blanca slide comes in, closes it out. More or less a formality at that point. Whole stick of meter and basically
Options like Fu can.
Yeah, for those of you who are not familiar with Ahun, the tuner balls are controllable. The super tuner ball is full way controllable. You can do up, down, left, right. The regular tuner balls can be controlled left and right. They are very finicky to make those precise, tiny movements with, and nobody in the business is better at it than Fu, and that's going to be very important because, as you can see, already daring KTP to jump in, eat a Shinken, KTP with the right amount of patience, but Fu says, I am totally content to move you to the corner, and we'll start this loser's finals off right. There's the combo, like you said, twice he throws him onto the tuner ball, once with the air Hayabusa, once with the air throw, and again, bringing it back, keeping in order, but wow, the rarity. The Shinken and the tuner ball connect at the same time, which throws off the launch. KTP gets maximum advantage out of it. Full stick of tension, has the corner, baits the burst, and KTP has all the world to play with here. Fu might get a dead angle if he can block the mix-up. He does not. What did you just say about being on the back foot and going, yeah, whatever, man, I'm fine?
Yeah, I definitely felt that burst from Fu. I mean, with such a lively, you don't want to lose the round like that, but KTP so well in that corner. That was perfect pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. All day, it's been one tiny moment, just flips the script on its head. And now KTP is running with this momentum. Oh, just out of range for the overhead kiss, though. So Fu does escape. Throwing from the corner. I like that. That was so smart. Opted to keep the tuner ball in front to get out of the corner, but he went for a burst bait, nothing doing, and now right back to the corner. The beach ball is there. Fu has to wait. KTP just trying to zone withstand heavy, throw out the screen pollution, not letting Fu move. The blitz is baited. Okay, Fu has the corner. Nice block on the 5D, but that is the rare dust that is plus. Dolphins right there has to block. The beach ball is out. Very smart. That was so good. That was so good using the projectile negation on the dust, but it's not enough. KTP closes it out and takes a 1-0 lead in losers finals.
That was really, he wanted to save as much meter as possible for FDing other situations, so using the projectile property on the 5D in order to negate that. That was very smart, but yeah, KTP, just immense pressure in the corner, didn't need to overextend once that life lead was in their favor.
Ugh. Yep, you do not want to get 6H blocked. That is minus 27, and now Fu gets off pretty light for how bad of a block that was. Keeps the corner. Wow, the throw tech. KTP escapes and has escaped the corner as well. Pushing Fu back. Back to neutral here. Nice use of 5K at max range. But Fu air dashes in over the Dolphin.
Nice.
Very nice. Takes the full confirm. Sets up the super tuner ball. Wow, great defense on the cross-up by KTP.
Yeah, but using a super keeps your tension pulse up, so that means you get to do another one if you want to. The burst.
And this time, Fu finds a burst-safe section. Wow, what an air throw against the super tuner ball. Fu can't go for a full confirm there because KTP has burst, but goes up, closes it out, and Fu is on the board here in Losers Finals with a round.
Yeah, that's stuff you don't get to do if you're doing YRCs, right? Just keeping that tension pulse up and using meter very efficiently.
Yeah, really smart there. I do like that Fu is flashing Shinken. You don't want to do it too often. You will get punished for it. But just showing that, hey, if you're going to air dash, if you're going to jump at me, I am ready. And another nice confirm. 5H into the dust.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of damage here. Going to be a good knockdown as well.
No, went for the reset, but doesn't get it. KTP opts the dead angle out. ICB, but gets caught. Great awareness there from KTP. Saw the IB and goes, you're out of block stun, my friend. You are now throwable. And into the corner, Fu goes. Nice defense, though. YRC for the air throw. Catches the low, and wow, no burst at all. Was more or less a checkmate situation, but Fu didn't actually do a burst save ender there. KTP opts to go to the grave with that burst, and we are tied 1-1 apiece in Losers Finals.
Yeah, there's almost, I don't think there's a place to burst there, unfortunately.
Really.
Yeah, there's just no point in even doing it, but tying up 1-1, KTP gonna start off strong here, already putting Fu into the corner and gonna do a burst at a good time, but needs to make this round last as long as possible, try to get that burst back.
Yeah, you got a massive life deficit. Obviously, you make the comeback, that's what you want. But your next goal is, like you said, stall for a little bit, get some burst back, get yourself something to work with in round 2. But we're almost back to an even game already. Both players with no burst now.
Okay. Oh, didn't get the knockdown. All right, well, get it on the second try.
Ooh, the mix. Wow, nice patience there from Fu as KTP hit the 2P. Gets the confirm, takes Fu to the corner, has meter to play with. The overhead hits the RC. This should close out round 1. Yes, it does. KTP up 1-0 and game 3 here, wanting to take that 2-1 lead.
And that was another situation where Fear, the dead angle, stopped pressure, looking for it on block. But I think I would have preferred if it just actually took the hit. Like, yeah, it sucks, you lose pressure, but at the same time, Nate does so much with meter.
Yeah, sometimes just ending your turn to eat 50% of someone's meter is worth its weight in gold, and it might have been there. But wow, what a Shinken from Fu. Keep in mind, friends, that's not a real TP. It does not have a total set of iframes on it, but as an anti-air, it is quite strong and using it very well there. KTP gets in after the dead angle, gets over the 5P, but does corner himself, immediately back out. Are we pushing a button? No, we are not. Good awareness by Fu. That is the power of Clap. If you recognize they aren't going to take the hit, you can either hold it or YRC. KTP following this up and looking pretty clean right now, trying to take this 2-1 lead. Oh, drops the finish, but that's all right. Yeah. Just a quick reset and things are good. KTP up 2-1.
Yeah, there's a pretty unfortunate situation where he accidentally got red ball and just got an extra hit, and I don't know what he wanted instead, but at the same time, like, just giving KTP an extra opportunity hurts a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we're in Losers Finals at EVO. Like, you know the nerves are kicking in. You've got to try and steady them the best you can. Hit your marks as often as you can. But right now, KTP is feeling it. Feels like we just started this round and already another 60% plus life lead. But Fu does earn the corner. KTP just takes the red ball to the dome, but backdashes into the 5P, steals the corner. Fu with no burst. Going for the clap. Wow!
That was so smart! The cancel the ultimate wider going through the clap's invincibility.
That was so good. KTP knew he had the Dolphin there. Let the Dolphin eat the clap and then super, but Fu gets the corner back. This one hits, but he doesn't get the back combo. Doesn't matter, that close to the combo. Could have comboed off the 2P there, maybe closed it out.
Oh, but the meter difference is a big deal here. Trying to get as much damage as possible. YRC on the red ball. YRC back, tried to find a timing to get out and wasn't there. Fu's able to steal it.
I really like that use of the Goomba Stomp to make KTP flinch a little bit. Gets the air dash afterwards and catches him on the over. Wow, what a confirm off the Shishinken. Very nice. Not the traditional Shishinken we usually think of, but here we go. Shinken. Shinken. And the knockdown, and Fu has found that composure, looking really steady, but great defense on the Oki there.
Oh my God.
KTP, and a nice smash gets him out of the pressure, and he is in.
Yeah, all right, just gonna get a knockdown off of this one. Yeah, good timing on the burst. Might not find a better one if Fu gets a hit again.
Okay. Fu with the poke on the 2P, doing it just how you draw it up as a Heiyun player. KTP air dashes back in. Push, nope. Yep, just gonna push out, go back to neutral. It's why Clap Super is so good. Even when you're wrong, you might still be fine. Now Fu in the corner with a lot coming his way. The Party Crasher is blocked, the overhead connects. KTP trying to close out this round. He will with the low. KTP on set point in losers finals. Fu trying to stay alive here at EVO 2025.
Oh my. That time KTP didn't have meter yet, so that could have been really scary.
Yeah, that was.
Oh,
there it is.
There it is right there.
And opting not to burst the Shinken loop, KTP takes the whole grip.
Nice.
Now Fu is looking clean.
Nice. And the confirm in the clap as well.
Yeah, what a confirm off the baited burst. And now Fu in a dominating position. Can he close it out and send us to a 5th game here in losers finals?
Nice DA as well from KTP. Is going to give him one more opportunity. Air dash in after the tech finds the knockdown. If KTP can find that 50% and another hit, there's a real opportunity. He closes it out here.
Yeah, that guard bar was getting cranked, but it got on a sweep, so not a big confirm out of it. And Fu gets the air grab and sends us to a 5th game in losers finals here at EVO Vegas 2025. The back and forth, Sammy.
Dude, it's really on like just little stuff here and there that's leading into a lot of momentum for both players. And Fu definitely on the back foot there in game 4 was able to pull it back for one more.
Yeah, very, very nice. Who's going to be able to close this out? Who has that ice in their veins for one more to go? Oh, baby!
That clash!
That was... that is the Guilty Gear I know and love. All things considered, a kind of a tame danger time so far, and the clock is out, so nothing too bad there for either player. Both weather the storm. Danger time will make the hair on your arm stand up in fear. Fu with the confirm. I like that burst from KTP there. Very smart. Right? Confirm, we're going to the corner. KTP, I feel like every time I look at his meter, it's full.
Yeah, KTP is just so good at resource management. Gets the burst as well. 50% on both players. Definitely a volatile situation. Gonna RC to continue the combo. I don't think it's gonna be enough, but it'll put KTP in a great position.
Yeah, one more hit on the Okazumi. Will close it out. Goes for the fake overhead. Goes immediately into the low off the YRC. And once again, KTP on set point in losers finals.
Fu with a little bit of a burst advantage there. However, I think Fu's gonna try their best not to spend it here and try to hold it into round 3. KTP's gonna make that as hard as possible.
Yeah, no, Fu already cornered. Wow, lets it rip and Fu gets out. Bet that KTP would not dare bait anything there, and he was correct. Nice catch on the 5P for the knockdown. Wanted a YRC there, but keeps the pressure up, has the momentum, baits the dead angle, gets the knockdown. Nice backdash, but again, we see it. The 2P after,
Yep.
You're not getting away. Fu just swinging, trying to keep KTP from ever getting a turn. Wow, the standoff, and Fu has to YRC that Shinken to stay safe. Catches in. Right, Fu trying to push us to final game, final round here, but he is cornered now.
Oh no, that's gonna be a good combo.
Yeah.
Does have burst back. You don't want to spend it, but you might have to.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make a decision here. Great defense though, blocks it all, but gets hit by the overhead kiss. The burst doesn't come. There it does, and it is baited, and KTP punches his ticket to grand finals.
I am almost saying consistently, it's a matter of percentages in some degree. And Vogue is playing Heiyun, which to some degree is a character that plays really well in percentages because they play on the low percentage that gets a lot of damage.
Yep.
So is it going to be enough times for the opponent? We'll see.
Yeah, we will see what Vogue has in store. They have put on one hell of a show so far, and they are on winner's side. So no matter how you slice it, KTP has a lot of work to do. Gonna have to get the reset and then win another 5-game set. And right out the gate, Vogue says, I don't need no warm-up. Air Hayabusa is blocked. Needing to be not quite able to close it out here. Wow, okay, the blitz. KTP says not quite yet. I'm still in there. All right, another knockdown. What's the mix? Make the flap. He did. Wow. You know what? Even if the round does not go to KTP, he did earn Vogue's burst there at the end.
Yeah.
It's not a win, but it's better than getting skunked out the gate at the start of Grand Finals. So, Vogue up 1-0. Excuse me. Vogue up 1-0. Too many Heian players. Something I never thought I'd say at a top 8 in Xrd.
Yeah, but it's definitely a matches of inches, right? You want to take everything that you can get. Vogue not having that burst is a big deal in this very scenario right here. But the reversal throw in favor of Vogue puts KTP in the cone.
Yeah, I like what Vogue is doing here. They're being just a tiny bit more conservative. Not a lot. Vogue's going to play the way Vogue plays, but I like that they're going, hey, I don't always have to play. But when you think I'm not going to, then it's not the party.
That's an RC for continued combo. Heian does have a lot of health, so I don't think that would have killed, but this will probably do it. No, they burst it again. Vogue from SoCal now gonna do one of those bursts.
Yeah, says, no, I want to close this first game out right here, right now. So uses the burst, but it does not get there. Just barely not able to get the KO with that trade. KTP evens up game 1 of Grand Finals at 1 apiece.
You didn't see that exact burst has mattered 2 other times in this tournament, and it might matter 1 more.
Yeah, absolutely. Great observation there from my co-commentator. Nice jump out there from Vogue. They get out of the corner, catch the Shinken. Not sure what they were going for on that. Might have been a attempted burst bait, but definitely not the input Vogue wanted. Gets blitz and tries for the full charge. Blitz back, nothing doing. And Vogue pushed through the corner, able to escape though. Very nice from them. Looking for the tech trap on the red Shinken, nothing doing. And that jump S gets in, and KTP gonna close it out with the super, one of the better Guts Crush supers in the game. KTP up 1-0 to start Grand Finals.
Yeah, in that situation specifically, you know, you want to go for that Guts Crush when you're at game point, just so that you don't give the opponent a lot of burst back and be able to, you know, give them an extra burst they wouldn't have otherwise. But for closing out the game entirely, very good.
Absolutely. Vogue says, that's fine. I can give a game or 2. I have plenty left to work with here. And already has a nice life lead, has KTP stuck in the corner, but KTP does air dash out. Go back to midstream, but now the OP begins. I like it. The run up into the delay overhead gets the confirm. We had this in the first game where Vogue had a massive life lead and struggled a little bit to close it out. Had to use a burst, and that ended up mattering a great deal in that first game. But this time, we get the actual 7 golden leathers, and Vogue up 1-0 in game 2. Very nice from them.
Interesting thing here, we saw a double 2-hit 5H there. And then we saw Fu from earlier, remember, canceled into Grandpa Viper for the low out there. That's something that could come into play later on.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those things that's really awkward to see and block just because of the nature of the space between the hits. So, but KTP, wow. I looked away from 2 seconds to check on my co-com, and all of a sudden, Vogue doesn't have a life bar. Nice block there, but gets caught by the slide, and KTP, wow, drops it, so not quite able to even up this game just yet. Vogue with a little room to work with. How are they going to approach this? All right, the tick grab, and we start the Oki.
Yeah, gonna get a combo off of this one because of the red ball. Nice delayed air dash, gonna get a big combo off of this. Going for the kill here?
Yeah.
Is it possible? No, didn't get the back hit.
God, didn't pull May down quite enough, and the 6P whips. That is brutal for Vogue. Not only do you not get the round and the game, you now are down an extra burst. That is rough.
That's, yeah, I mean, especially versus May, you see KTP just going for very simple high-lows, not high reward, but constantly keeping Vogue down.
Yeah, just nickel and diming Vogue to the corner, and they are stuck, but gets the throw, and they have a little breathing room. How do we start the mix? It says, I too can tick throw, my friend. What do we have next? Jump S catches, and Vogue might not get their burst back here. It's going to be very close, but it might not even matter with this kind of deficit.
Nice, great backdash in that situation from KTP, getting away from Vogue's Hayabusa, and will go up 2-0. One of the things that is very interesting about how Vogue plays this versus KTP is that Vogue will go into the air downwards with Hayabusa a little bit more often than Fu does.
Yeah.
And in KTP, or at least May, doesn't really have good air option or anti-air options from the ground. They're both kind of slow. So KTP just getting out of that situation entirely rather than try to go for an anti-air.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm noticing that KTP, as soon as he's getting close to closing out a round, is opting to use Dolphin to bait burst, not running up and putting himself in burst range, and it's working very well. Another one is baited, and Vogue definitely struggling to get some momentum in grand finals here. Let's see if they can turn it around here, get a game on the board, and start going the other way. There we go. Shinkin into the knockdown. Super Turner balls out. Nice block, but gets thrown, and this should be enough. Vogue goes up 1-0 in game 3, and you know Vogue wants a game here. Get a little bit of a breath.
Another thing that Vogue's been doing differently from Fu is a lot more throws. That's going to be big damage.
Counter hit Shinkin into the loop. And we start the mix. Nice backdash there from KTP.
Whoa.
Counter hit Shinkin again. May is going to get stunned here very soon. And this might be enough to do it. Vogue probably going to go for maximum hits to try and create the stun. Not quite there, but almost any hit should be able to close out this game for Vogue.
Nice
Gets
confirm.
counter hit. Yeah, and a beautiful confirm from KTP.
Has a lot of meter to work with, too. Vogue doesn't have the burst yet. One more knockdown on a lot of meter. Can go for the kill without the burst.
Well, the double wire C to bait anything going on, just showing a flash there to get a flinch out of Vogue, and it works. And KTP is on reset point.
Yeah, the double wire C also a lot of time where you can't get inputs in, so it will throw off reversal timings for Vogue.
Yeah, really, really smart use with all that meter available. And Vogue desperately trying to get on the board, get the momentum going. They have the corner, sets up the overhead unblockable. Vogue with a lot of meter to work. Yep, the overhead into the Roman cancel. Shinkin.
Yeah,
Overhead again,
Very
and that
nice.
should close it out, and Vogue is on the board. 1-2 here in grand finals. Very nice adjustment from them.
Yeah, very important for Vogue to make this set last a little bit longer, get a little bit more info. Even if they go into the reset, that will just be a little bit helpful going into more games.
Absolutely, and we talked about how having a warm-up can be an advantage. Fatigue can also happen if you're on the station for a long time, so the longer Vogue draws this out, even if they can't come back and take this set, the longer they draw this out, the better chance they might be able to just wear KTP down over time.
That's important. This is a KTP's 11th game in a row, so it's going to come into play at some point.
Absolutely, but KTP with a nice life lead once again. Vogue about to get their burst back, going for the clap, nothing doing. Wow, so smart from KTP. Plays the game of chicken, and for those of you who don't know, the clap super has basically infinite super armor, but it does not work against grabs, it does not work against supers. And so, KTP able to get it. Oh, Shinkin just missed. Goes in with the JP, looking for any burst option there. Vogue smartly does not give it up. Nice blitz, but the blitz back, and Vogue has to burn their burst there to try and get out of the corner. And KTP on the verge of a reset, immediately bursts that 6K, got baited by the fake overhead, but the real overhead hits Shinkin. Went for the reset, nothing doing, but now Vogue with the life lead.
Yeah, that situation a little bit high on that last Shinkin, so tried to go for something different. Wasn't going to get the knockdown off of that one. Gets the hit. Oh, just a run-up throw afterwards. Blue ball. Going to get the confirm.
Oh,
it could have been it right there. KTP, Dust, that's going to be able to take advantage.
Wow, massive drop for Vogue, and KTP might take maximum advantage here. Nice dead angle. Vogue has some room to work with. Can they close this game out, this round out? And they do. Keeping the reset from happening just yet, and we are one game apiece here, or one round apiece in game 4.
Yeah, that's big too. It gave Vogue a little bit more time to get burst back. I mean, it's going to be Vogue getting it now, and that's going to be a big deal versus May's big damage.
One throw deserves another. The Oki starts. Beautiful tuner ball manipulation. Shinkin went for the third on a light. Doesn't always work, and that drops big. KTP has the corner.
A lot of meter to work with, though. Delayed situation for KTP, looking for that defensive option clap or something else, but gets the 5D. Is that going to be enough hits after the launch? Trying to go for the Guts Crush with the OTGs. Will be able to do it. Vogue takes 2 back.
Yeah, very, very good use of the Guts Crush ability in the corner there. Again, having that long range 4-frame 2P to go up and get your OTG, finish off that last bit of life bar. And Vogue has evened up grand finals at 2 games apiece and is now on championship game here at EVO 2025.
Scary burst there. Saw Vogue go back up, and I thought maybe it would have been a blocked burst, but nonetheless, both people already using it.
Yeah, and yet again, we see a situation where KTP is really on the back foot. Do they have another one in them? Can they run that ice through the veins and manage to get this reset? Gets the knockdown with a beach ball behind, a lot to work with here, and gets in, and Vogue into the corner.
Yeah, did YRC earlier, so it wasn't penalty. Doesn't have meter for defensive options to speak of and has to eat all of this. Doesn't get the combo. The ID was a little too slow, and Vogue will take advantage.
Massive drop there from KTP, and Vogue now on championship point at EVO 2025. Shinken! Vogue takes 60% to start this round and is on the verge. Can they
Nice
close
combo.
out a championship? Drops the clap, got the ground now. KTP with an escape, but immediately knocked down once again. Vogue trying to close this out, looking to win EVO 2025. They get the anti-air, and Vogue is your EVO 2025 Guilty Gear Xrd Rev 2 champion.
An incredible comeback from Vogue, down 2-0, down to set point, and still making those clutch comebacks game after game. It was critical decisions that was